Ms. Marvel drops tomorrow on Disney Plus, and the reviews are already starting to come out, thanks to, of course, the big outlets out there that accepted the 2 episodes that were given to them to be able to give their first impressions and reviews. So let's talk about Ms. Marvel and the overwhelming positivity behind the series. So as always, no singular outlet or person is going to be named here or anything. I'm just going to kind of just give you the general take from a bunch of reviews I took and kind of just took the general takeaway from it, if you will. So essentially what most of it boils down to is the directors did a great job. The script and story is great. It's definitely targeted at a younger audience, and that this is a star-making performance for Iman Vellani. So everything pretty much across the board is this takeaway. One thing I noticed that most of the reviews go into is the pacing, and not that there's an issue with it, but that this takes its time to really let you know who these characters are, that there's some subversions of expectations, that they're actually handling what it's like to be a fan in this world with a good amount of respect to what's happening in the MCU and what they're doing, with the bigger world building aspects, but also not shying away from who Ms. Marvel is, the religious aspects, and how that all works in the MCU, which I think many people were just excited to see how they're going to pull that off, again, because it's something new. Ms. Marvel is a new character. There's also this whole part I noticed that a lot of people focus on, the Avenger Con thing, talking about how it's really nice to see the MCU celebrated within the MCU, but I did notice that they do say it feels almost like it's not as big as it should be, and multiple reviews highlighted that, which to me, it sounds like that maybe it's on the smaller scale. If we get the Avenger Con in our world, it's probably going to be something huge, right? It's going to be like Star Wars Celebration. It seems like that this is almost spun as a smaller, more, downsized convention, which maybe that's the goal. Again, we got to watch it for ourselves. The other thing I took notice of is specifically highlighting her powers, how she, handles them, and how they're balancing out her everyday life. And I'm seeing a lot of comparisons to Spider-Man Peter Parker, and I think that's great. Because again, yeah, that's Ms. Marvel, right? That whole power responsibility thing really works with her as well. And this is all honestly what I'm seeing from top to bottom. There's been very little actual negativity, and the negativity is I wish I could have got more, or I just didn't like this pacing of this scene, but it still looks great and works great in terms of what they've done. There doesn't seem to be a whole lot of, oh, it's just terrible, which I think many people were worried about, and I was one of those people. And one of the best things I saw in any of these reviews was them saying this is a very charming show, and that there is this quality of MCU to it that we didn't know we needed in this phase, which makes me think that without spoiling anything, obviously because they're trying to avoid spoilers, that there's definitely going to be more optimism and hope in this series, instead of depression and everybody's having mental issues, which I guess that is going to be a nice change of pace. Overall, reviews are really positive, so I cannot wait to watch this. I am more hyped now than I was leading up to this. Powers be damned, if the show is good, it's going to be good, and it looks like it's going to be something that Ms. Marvel fans want.